senior research project and social constructs that are presented within it. I focus on class conflict, moral dilemmas, and public violence, but for the purpose of today's speech, I'm just going to focus on class tension. Since its release, the Harry Potter series has been a topic of both controversy and admiration. Despite its participation in the realm of criticism, the Harry Potter books have become a staple in the world of modern literature. As Connie Neal stated in her book, What's a Christian to Do with Harry Potter? Whether we like it or not, Harry Potter is here to stay. His stories have already entered the hearts and minds of millions of people around the world. This bond satisfies something in those who respond to the stories with unbridled enthusiasm. There's simply no way to ignore or avoid Harry Potter's influence. A major influence, in fact, that Harry Potter is now published in 78 languages and over 450 million copies have been sold. Dumbledore mentioned that even Muggles will soon know his name. But many wonder, why does it matter? It matters because the series has forever changed the world that we live in by addressing social issues that we face or have faced in the real world. One of the more major social issues that we found within the series is class conflict. Class conflict, according to dictionary.com, can be defined as a conflict between different classes in a community resulting from a different social or economic positions and reflecting opposed interests. One particular instance of class conflict that runs throughout the entire series is the struggle between the different classes of purebloods versus mudbloods versus muggles. Pureblood, as defined by J.K. Rowling on Pottermore.com, refers to a family or individual without muggle or non-magical blood. This specific concept is generally associated with Salazar Slytherin, who was one of the four founders of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Mudblood, as defined by Ron Weasley in the Chamber of Secrets, a really foul name for someone who is muggle-born. You know, not magic parents. Muggle, as defined by Rubeus Hagrid in the Sorcerer's Stone, is what we call non-magic folk like them. Class conflict ensues between these three groups because of the issue of blood status. The importance of blood status came into focus in 1692. During this time, the magical community instituted the International Statute of Secrecy. This meant that the magical community went into hiding to avoid further persecution from muggles. Due to the Statute of Secrecy, the number of marriages with muggles dropped. It also placed a great deal of tension upon existing intermarriages due to the risk of discovery and the possibility of infracting on the wizarding law. This mimics the types of rules that were and laws governed by Jew and German marriages during World War II. Anyone caught being intermarried after the laws were put in place was guilty of committing a serious crime. Similar to the pureblood laws instituted by the Nazi Party, the wizarding world adopted the pureblood doctrine. Throughout the series, being a pureblood was more of a political statement than a known biological fact. Yet it became as important as pure Aryan status did during the Third Reich in Germany. Salazar Slytherin's writings mention indicators of pureblood status, much like the list of indicators of basis of being pure blood, Aryan. It does not have basis in fact, yet it remains the hallmarks of pureblood status as if it were fact. In the Harry Potter world, it was typical that people that became the most passionate followers of the pureblood doctrine were those who wanted to wage war with muggles, as opposed to hiding from them. Wizards that believe in pureblood status felt that marriage with a muggle should not only be illegal, but in fact was a shameful act, and such unions would contaminate magical blood. The same occurred with regards to marrying or even having romantic relations with a Jew. What was ironic is that those who claimed to be pure-blood Aryan Germans often had a family member that was not pure-blood, and often somewhere in their ancestor line there was someone who was contaminated. The same could be said of pure-blood wizards. Within the wizarding world, published writings began citing signs and attributes that marked what was considered a pure-blood status for a wizard. The most commonly cited signs were onset of magical ability before the age of 3, early prowess on a broomstick, dislike or fear of pigs and those who tended them, resistance to common childhood illnesses, outstanding physical attractiveness, and an aversion to muggles. Again, relating back to the ideals set forth by Hitler, pureblood Aryans were determined by blonde hair, blue eyes, great physical strength, and athletic ability. The ability to withstand illnesses, intelligence, and willing to fight for the greater good of the community. Yet none of these have any relations to scientific fact. just like the marks of a pureblood wizard, but many cite it as so-called evidence of a higher status within the municipal pureblood community. Hermione Granger, who is considered a mudblood, seems to have faced the highest level of discrimination throughout the books due to her blood status. In the following clip, Bellatrix Lestrange, a pureblood, is seen lashing out on Hermione because of her blood status.
Put the boys in the cellar. Well, time for conversation. This one, girl to girl. It's meant to be a rival to break up. How did you get it? You and your friends take from my vault. Anything. Anything.
This clip is a great visual representation of the blood issues that are present throughout the entire series. Bellatrix chose to question Hermione because she is considered the weaker out of the three that were there. And that is obviously because of her blood status of being a mudblood. Because of Hermione's blood status, she is considered a second-class wizard, and therefore Bellatrix could not be punished for harming her. In addition to blood status, the socioeconomic status of the characters played a major role in class conflict throughout the entire series as well. One of the most direct conflicts of class takes place between the Malfoy and Weasley families. Both of these families are classified as pureblood families, but are depicted as being pitted against one another through the entirety of the books. The Malfoy family looked down upon the Weasley family due to being poor, as well as for being blood traitors. Blood traitors are those who sympathize with Muggles, and mudbloods the same. The Malfoy family are supporters of Lord Voldemort, and the Weasleys are supporters of Dumbledore, which creates a high level of tension between the two families.
Mention his name. Oh, very foolish.
Fear of a name only increases fear of the thing itself.
And you must be Miss Granger. Yes, Draper's told me all about you and your parents. Muggles, aren't they? Let me see. Red hair, vacant expression. Tatty, second-hand book. You must be the Weasleys.
Children, smile in here, stand aside.
Well, Weasley Senior.
Lucius.
Is it time with the Ministry, Arthur? All those extra raids. I do have to pay you overtime. But judging by the state of this, I'd say not. What's the use of being a disgrace to the name of wizard if they don't even pay you well for it?
We have a very different idea about what disgraces the name of wizard, Malfoy.
Clearly. Associating with muggles. And I thought your family could sink no lower. I'll see you at work.
As you can see, being a pureblood does not necessarily secure your position in society in the wizarding world. This clip is a great example of the prejudices that take place even within the pureblood community. The specific interaction between the Weasleys and the Malfoys was a clear instance of, I'm better than you because I don't associate with Muggles. Since Mr. Weasley works in the Muggle Artifacts Department at the Ministry of Magic, he is considered tainted because of his association with Muggles, even when he's outside of work. All in all, the Harry Potter series is filled with an array of social issues, most notably the conflict between the classes. One can begin to wonder if J.K. Rowling was trying to relate the social issues that have plagued our world with those that are present in the wizarding world. The magical stories of Harry Potter will remain a staple in literature for years to come, as it offers a glimpse into our own world.
watch more of the movies. Amy, at the end you said that something about J.K. Rowling. How did you word that at the end?
If J.K. Rowling was trying to relate the social issues that have plagued our world.
Okay,
would
so you
that-
said if. So that's my question. Is there any indication that she was trying to do that?
Well, in my research paper, I have example after example of real life situations that could be played out through the book. I just gave you one example of it. She has vehemently denied any existence of such relations, but so many people have pointed out that they're just so close that she didn't just make it up. It's somewhere in there, whether she wants to admit it or not.
Sub-processing. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Do you have any surmise on why she does that?
No, I can't figure it out. It's actually been really frustrating during the research process because I just find all these parallels, and here she is saying, oh, I wasn't meaning to do that, and I don't know, it's a little strange. I think she's afraid because they're books that are aimed at kids, and if she does say, like, these are related to things like, Nazis and there's like discrimination and all these things, I think she's afraid that people will be more hesitant than they already are to let their children read them.
What were the other sections of your paper, Amy?
Moral dilemmas, which the entire story is filled with them, all the rule breaking at school, and then the public violence, which takes place more towards the end in the last books, with the wars and the fighting.
I've noticed so far this morning that students have been reticent to ask questions.
Yeah.
Let's get the juices flowing a little bit here.
Come on.
There we go. Josh, yeah.
What's your favorite Harry Potter book?
Probably Goblet of Fire.
What's your favorite Harry Potter movie?
Probably Goblet of Fire.
Such deep questions.
Yes.
So how would you relate the different houses back to your paper? How do you see that fitting into?
I actually talked about them somewhat in the paper, and the houses are different classes themselves. So it kind of goes up a level. There's, like the evil, and then there's the people who are just kind of, I don't know. They have very distinct differences though. So it seems that, I don't know, the Sorting Hat, it's kind of funny because you can tell by the person and how they act. And then when he had such a hard time like sorting Harry, it's, I don't know.
Which house are you? Follow-up question.
What?
Which house are you?
Oh, Hufflepuff.
So with the new books and the new play already out, do you see any of your main themes being extended into those? Or do you think that the Harry Potter series stands isolated on its own, and then those are just add-ons for more money?
Like she needs more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of 50-50, not on the more money thing, but I do see a lot of parallels, but I also see them separate. I don't know, there's a lot of the same kind of issues, but they're not the same exact issues. They're presented in a different way, if that makes sense.
Okay, thank you, Amy.